What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Do we have a massive move coming soon, and which way is it going? We'll take a look at both case scenarios. We're also going to be looking at the DXY gold, and definitely stick around for the end of the video and look and see how that XRP chart is playing out. Also, don't forget we have a free Discord group. There's a link down below in the description along with some other affiliate links. Check them out. Let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom, make sure you read it. And before we get into it, don't forget we do a Ledger Nano S hard wallet giveaway on Sunday. All you have to do to enter to win is make sure you subscribe to the channel, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post videos, hit that thumbs up button, and leave a comment down below that will get you entered to win. All right, let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We are at 78. We dropped from 84, still in the extreme greed zone. Something I wanted to show you guys real quick is possibly what we could be looking at. I had somebody send me this on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, definitely give it a follow if you want. It is CryptoSavvy1. All right, so, and another thing, there is all kinds of scammers leaving comments saying it's me down there. I will never tell you to invest in anything. I'll never tell you call anybody, none of that crap. So just report that if you see it down there. But anyways, he overlaid the Bitcoin chart on the cheat sheet, the market cheat sheet. And as you can see, it does look like a top, but we could be in a year ahead of time in this cycle. But if not, I'll show you what else we could be looking at. So definitely stick around. There's going to be a lot to talk about here. But let's get into it. First, starting off with the DXY. On the 3-day, it is looking like a bearish candle, but I still believe this fractal is most likely going to play out. And when if and when we break out of this wedge, it is going to be massive. As you can see, when we broke out over here, what happened? And it's heading up towards that direction now. I know everybody thinks the dollar is dead. Be careful with that thought process. The powers that be will most likely not let the dollar die. Looking at gold. So gold might pop up and retest these EMAs up here around 1875-ish. If we break above that and close the daily above those, then we could be looking to continue up. But otherwise, I'm still looking for this 1736. And all right, so this is the chart from yesterday. I showed you the bearish divergence here, and we had our drop. Now we're making a smaller bearish divergence here and continuing a little drop here. Let's zoom in a little bit and look at these measured moves. I had this as a possible retest of, in the bullish case, a retest of this up here. We would have to move this up now, just somewhere in this range around the 40,000, 41,000, depending on how and if it got up there. I know everybody, I was talking about it yesterday, everybody looking at this as a head and shoulders, which did not play out. But we can look at it like this. So if it is making a wedge, we could come up to that $43,000 range if we break back into this. If not, if we did come up to retest the top here, would be around the $37,000 to $38,000 range, depending on where it would hit the top. But then if we come back down, we break through the bottom, again, depending where, gets us to that target around the 27.9, which is also our target of the breakdown from this rising wedge. So that's still a possibility. We'll take a look at where to watch for, because the 4-hour chart is the most important chart as of right now, in my opinion, and we'll take a look at it. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like the other ones. They don't have trading desks in-house trading against you, stealing your money. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, natural gas, everything, all on one exchange. You can have multiple trades. They don't clump them together, so you can have longs and shorts in at the same time. The most professional crypto exchange, in my opinion. If you would like to check them out, you can use my promo code SAVY50. We'll get you, and Savy with 1V, will get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus to use towards your margin. Savy25 will get you 25% off your fees. they also have a lot of different cool layouts you can make. Like this one, I have Bitcoin on the daily, Bitcoin on the 4-hour, Bitcoin on the 1-hour, Bitcoin on the 15-minute, so you can keep track of everything going on and get a better view of it, especially if you don't have other monitors. All right, let's take a look at the 4-hour. So this is what we're looking at here, and the reason I believe this is the most important right now, as you can see this triangle I had drawn here, we did come up to retest the top. Possibility of coming back up and retesting this again. If we close a 4-hour back above this trend line in the RSI, and again, we have to close. We can pop back up in there and come back down before close. But if we close back up inside here, that would be bullish in my opinion, as of right now. But we had this target of 23 or 29.3 or whatever. As you can see, there is the 200 EMA down here. If we start closing candles below this 200 EMA, which as of right now it's around 21.2 or 29.2, then we're in trouble. But let's take a look at what's going on here. Let me get the RSI out of the way. I'm actually going to get that volume out of the way too, just to clear the charts up a little bit. But as you can see, the EMAs are looking to cross over, and I have made videos on the EMAs. I will leave a couple up top. They're just little short tutorials I made about a year or two ago. You can check them out. They'll help you out. But anyways, looking at the EMAs here, the 55 EMA is around 25 or 35.3, and the 21 is around 35.5. So if we start opening and closing candles above that 35.5 area, then we could be headed up a little bit higher, and that could be, let me get the Fibonacci. Looking at this as a, and we'll put it up here. This being B down here, and going up to a C, the 1-to-1 extension, and this is the bullish case, guys, is around 38,850. That would be a ABC correction and down, and that, if we do get rejected there, that could get really ugly, because then that could just be wave 1. And let's take a look at that, where that would put wave 3. 1.618 would be around 19.3. So we could be looking at some serious downside, even if we pop up from here. But again, we have to start closing above these EMAs to get any bullishness at all. Coming back down here is going to be around the 30,000. If we break this wedge, not saying it has to happen, but the measured move of the break of that wedge would be right around 13,000. Now, if you guys been watching, we're going to take a look at that Elliott Wave count. If we break below 14,000, that could get extremely ugly for Bitcoin. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, that we could be a year ahead of time in this bull market, and it could be over. So let's take a look. This, I overlaid the DXY chart on the Bitcoin chart. As you can see, we have hit our trend line on the bottom here. Every time we do that on the dollar, we get our bounce, and that is to signify the top of Bitcoin. Same thing over here. There's plenty of things pointing to the top here, although I'm going to show you now how we could have one more run up to that 3.618, which is around the $43,000 range. Now, if you look at the white, looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, but we still have, so a lot of people believe that we're not going to come back below 20. But if you look, there is a subwave count within that third wave that could get us all the way back down, as long as we don't cross the 14. Back down to this area, 14 or 18.5 is the 0.618. 17.1 is the 0.65. So that would be the golden pocket zone. As you guys know, I've been watching for June for this to happen somewhere on one of these retracement levels. The 0.236 is at 32.9, 0.382 is at 37, and no, this quick bounce down doesn't count. It's got to be equivalent to this wave 2 right here. So that's why I'm looking in June for this fourth wave to end in the bullish case. And that would give us one more push up towards the end of the year to probably 49 to 50,000. I know a lot of people are talking about 100,000, 300,000, but I'm thinking more like 49 to 50,000 if we get this bounce here. If we don't get this bounce here, that could mean it is the end of this cycle. Again, we could bounce up quick. Let's look at what happened in 2017 here. We had pretty much the same drop, just like we had over there. Let's measure that drop. But then we came right back up and just past the high, which would be around that 40,000 or 43,000 if we did that now. Let's measure that price range from when it dropped. It dropped 31% and then came up and made that, just barely made that new high, which was a stop hunt. If that happened again, let's take a look at what that might look like. And we may have done something like that right here. So that is a case that we could go shoot up and get one more high. Although I don't, so we were at 30 or 29% here. If we come back up and hit that $42,000 to $43,000 range, would be a stop hunt in my opinion. It is possible. But let's take a look at a few more things here. Oh, if that is, and our third wave does end, if we come down and bounce in June and get a third wave to the 49, 50,000, then we'd be looking at multi-year bear market, which would be wave 4 of over here, and that shouldn't go below 20, below 21 again, and then off to the races. But that's years. This, you got to look at the time frame here, guys. This is the daily chart, and this would be years and years. All right, so let's take a look at one more thing. Looking at the funding rate. This is the BitMEX funding and premium index rate by neobutane. As you can see, when we were at that level over here, we had our sell-off. That means there's way more longs than shorts in the market, and there's usually a long squeeze coming. So let's see what it dropped from that peak there. The down was 60, almost 64%. Now, let's go over to where we're at now, and if that was to happen again, where would that get the price? If this is the top here, which it's really starting to look like it, 64% would be right around $15,000 range. So a lot of stuff pointing to the possibilities of going down. Now, I know everybody's extremely bullish. I'm just showing you what could be coming, so you make up your own mind. Like I said, we're going to take a look at a longer term and take a look at 2017 compared to now. And as you can see, this is the main stages in a bubble. Once we break that median, you can tell there's like 2 lumps here. And we come back down, break way below that. And this is our blow off phase, you know, where everybody is super scared, Bitcoin's dead, and then it goes up. Well, let's look at where we're at now. As you can see, I made a rising channel here, and I've showed you guys before. Hitting the bottom of that channel was July 2017, September 2017, the same as we've hit the bottoms here, July 2020 and September 2020. That's why I'm saying we could be a year ahead. Now we look at the rise here, it was 213%. If we did that again, that would be around the 45,000. It doesn't have to go up there, but it could. But in the long term, looking at off the second lump here, which is the median, we came down and just kind of played with it for a while. We never really touched it, but once we had our capitulation from that $6,000 range, we went well below it again. If that was to happen over here, that would get us back down to somewhere in the $8,800 to $9,200 range. Coming back down to retest this just like we did over here, get a nice bounce. So again, guys, it doesn't mean we shoot straight down. A lot of people don't understand it. There's a lot of time in here. There's going to be bounces up. There's going to be dumps, bounces up, dumps, just like we had over here. But eventually when we come down and break this, you know, we could be hitting these super low ranges, and it could get very scary if you're not used to markets. I know, again, euphoria is off the charts up here, crazy. Best case scenario, we get one more bump up before going down, in my opinion, and I don't think it's going to go as high as everybody's thinking, although I could be wrong. Let's take a look at XRP. Look at this as a 5-wave count. XRP is getting resistance at the 21 EMA here. As you guys know, if you follow me on Twitter or watch the videos, I started looking at this before Christmas. We had a target down here of 16 something. We just missed it, got 17. Our next target was 36 cent here. We hit that almost exact. And my next target is 4 cents. Believe it or not, say what you will. I know a lot of people, just look at this chart, would you? I'm going to take this stuff off here for a minute. Take a good look at this chart. Now go look at penny stocks, pump and dumps. That is a pump and dump if I've ever seen a pump and dump. And it's pretty much dying. I believe we've seen the highest it'll ever go in its life. It'll never go any higher than that, in my opinion. And we may never see anything higher than that 80 cents again. So I don't know. That's the ugliest chart I have ever seen in my life. It is just hideous. Anyways, check out my wife's webpage, inkimage.com. There's a link down below. She has a lot of cool stuff on here. She can put pictures or whatever you want on any of this stuff. There's also a crypto section. I appreciate all you guys' support. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Smash that like button, leave your comment below, and I will see you tomorrow.